We interrupt tonight's regularly scheduled real story segment to bring you special message from state.
Comrades! Great news from our Western Front. Our ongoing initiative to take all religion away from all of the believers is making great strides. An art teacher in our stronghold of Madison, Wisconsin, has censored a student who drew this. Oh yes, look at it. It's got a reference to a Bible verse and a cross. Oh, how offensive. And comrades, it gets even better. This religious extremist student was told by our beloved teacher that he had given up his beloved constitutional rights by signing a school policy. Oh, comrades, things are moving much faster than we had even hoped. Soon we will have those evil Westerners praying to their government, oh, please take over our banks. Please take the profits from the oil companies. And yes, take health care. Believe it or not, stop the music. This story about art censorship is completely true out of Madison, Wisconsin. I mean, you won't put a fence on the border? How about we just fence up Madison? The saddest part about this story is you're probably not even surprised by it. That's how much of a stranglehold socialism and political correctness already have on us. The real story is Americans do not relinquish their constitutional rights to anyone, ever. We were endowed by our Creator, not by a government, and certainly not by some school that is just slightly less communist than Beijing. But to put all of the boring, God-given right stuff aside for a second, this was an art class, right? I mean, not algebra, not history. It was art. I thought virtually everything was acceptable in the name of art. I mean, naked people on the street for a photograph. It's art. A vase full of urine on the desk. What? It's art. But a hand-drawn cross with the words, a sign of love? Oh, it's so offensive. Stop it. Come on. Can you show me who exactly is offended? Because I'm looking up a couple of other drawings done in that same art class. I'm having a hard time figuring out where the line is here. We have this picture. This is great. A demonic being with horns. That's obviously acceptable. And then, of course, my personal favorite, another Satan. Yeah. Well, I can't say it's Satan. It might just be a Satan-looking chap with horns who appears to be holding the whole world in his hands. Wait a minute. The world in his hands? Meaning Satan rules the world? Well, as someone who takes adolescent artwork very seriously, I am deeply offended. Who's with me on a lawsuit? What's happened to us? David Cortman is a senior legal counsel with the Alliance Defense Fund and is representing the students. We can put God in this school, but not Satan.
That's right, and I appreciate you having me. I'm with you on a lawsuit.
Sure. I'd love to have you on this lawsuit. I mean, I can't believe it. Here's the policy that says that they can't draw anything with blood, sex, and religion.
It's incredible to me, and this is what's offensive about this case. They are telling people of faith that their beliefs are equal to blood, violence, and sexual connotations. And I think, obviously, that's one of the problems we have in this case.
But this school also has symbols in it. It has Medusa. It has a couple of Buddha statues in it. It has demonic masks in it. But God forbid you let a kid draw a picture of a cross?
Well, that's, one of the problems here is this school district is discriminating just against Christian students, just by this young man putting a cross and a reference to John 3:16, a reference all of us have probably seen if we've ever watched any football or baseball game.
I know, and I'm so offended every time I see it.
That's right, but look at what they do allow. They allow these demons, they allow Medusa, they allow Buddha.
Well, but they also have a teen pregnancy class, do they not? They have a class on teen pregnancy, and this student, if I'm not mistaken, has said that one of his teachers actually preaches Hinduism to him all the time.
That's right, and as you mentioned before, when he asked the teacher why he received a 0, she had the nerve to say, you signed away, you waived your First Amendment rights, which obviously is impossible to do, but somehow the school system figured out a way to do it.
Because it's in Madison, Wisconsin. You're please tell me you're going to use the Bongs for Jesus court ruling from the Supreme Court, right?
Absolutely. And the Tinker case from 1969 that says students have free speech rights, by the way, including Christian students in the public schools, and they don't surrender them.
Unbelievable. David, thank you very much. You think you're going to win? Is the kid going to be able to draw a cross?
We certainly hope so. We've got a good feeling about it.
What'd you say?
We've got a good feeling. We certainly hope he's going to be able to draw his cross, and any other student who wants to do so.
Did he actually? He was suspended for 2 days, right? Because did he rip up his contract that they said he signed his rights away?
That's exactly right. When the teacher said, here, you signed this policy, you signed away your First Amendment rights, his response was, well, I didn't knowingly sign away anything, but my response is to rip it up and hand it back. And they gave him 2 days detention merely for ripping up the unconstitutional policy.
Comrade, thank you very much. Now,